funny, eh?
The only podcast. Crap, well, I said this, I had it today.
Yeah, but you didn't write it down.
I didn't write it down.
It's a shame.
The only podcast, make it come lonely in the summer. Anyway, that's exactly what I was trying to go for there. Hee-haw 41, let's go.
Started that rule, boy. Number 40, boy.
You understand? As you can see, we had to bring her back for one episode. She talks too much for when there's other people on the show.
This
She started
nigga.
silence the other guests on them. So we say, you know what, you gotta show for
So you
yourself.
can cut off, you can cut me off as much as you want. You go, girl.
You call me on the day that I'm talking less to talk more.
Serious?
Less interesting.
You're talking less way. And you see, she bring out the jail tats. She fresh out Alcatraz. She gonna tell us about some jail stories. We gonna figure out if she went hiking.
Yeah, you're not really.
She went hiking.
Go, run.
It's a day for you. Yeah?
And then, she drinking wine. We trying to get
Tomorrow is, if
Passover.
I remember, a religious holiday.
Passover. Yeah.
Yeah? So what are you planning to do for that day?
Oh, okay. So basically, we're gonna eat lamb, bitter herb. Not eat anything with leaven in it. Drink wine. Well, not that kind of wine that will have leaven in it. And
So what kind of wine?
you know the kind of wine I make last time? That's basically what that wine is for, specifically. Unleavened wine, specifically what that's for. Kaisha wine. And then, of course, I wouldn't be working, that kind of thing. So
That's not an everyday thing. They're not working.
Wow, that was
I mean, if you consider CPEP to not be work, I like your classist judgment of me. Next year you tell me what? So how much cake soup does it take to reach your complexion?
All right. So here we're going to do, right?
6 bars.
How was your weekend?
It was fine.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, is she going through like heartbreak or something? Like what going on with Shorty?
You find a low energy today?
Yeah, like what
Sorry,
going
I've
on?
been battling a migraine for the last 2 weeks.
All
You
right.
could have tell me someone that gave you pills?
No.
Not Epstein kind of pills, but like pills.
Ooh, I don't trust people and pills.
He's a doctor, you could tell what it is.
I could prescribe. You asked me if I could prescribe?
But was supposed to be able to tell the difference, right?
I think if the pack now open, that's supposed to be good. But
Like
then
you could be
people
so,
is
and
injection.
doctors could just figure out what the pill is. That's not that's what that way you went to school for then.
First of all,
That's a pharmacist.
they
I think.
don't taste the same.
Well, exactly. That means you can tell, right? Aha!
You could tell what
Thank you.
different.
She has proved it.
I don't think so. I've never experienced that. Unless
So you could tell the difference between Panadol and
I'm not a
Panadol.
doctor.
the
girl.
only
not
tablets you could tell the difference with is I believe Tylenol because it's sweeter.
And some next.
And but the difference between
Paracetamol.
Panadol and is even I tell you Tylenol,
Yeah.
and that's because Tylenol is sweet. It has like a
Right.
sweet taste, but Panadol doesn't.
But to know
You can tell
different
the
drugs
difference.
by taste.
You can tell the difference between cocaine and Panadol, though. Like an pill. You can tell.
I've
That's
never
a
heard
real
of.
random rare.
I've never heard of cocaine in a pill before.
You need to learn with Spanish people, apparently. Because them.
Why ingesting? Anyway,
Wow.
I don't even want to know.
Why are you ingesting coke in that way?
Where else you going to get across the border?
They doesn't bring it in like bags on a boat.
Yeah, bags and something.
Or your intestines?
Yeah, if the boat is calling
yeah,
you
call her.
or the
Yo, alright, see what's going on, brother.
Hey, on a roll.
Did you have some of this?
Nah, I don't drink other brands of wine.
Yeah,
Only
man.
the ones that you make.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's called
One
brand
of these
like,
days he will carry it to the vineyard and you'll be able to see what he.
yeah, so
And based on this conversation alone, I think that's a
while
good
that is
idea.
now while you say
Might
not
surprise you.
working and stuff, you see the vineyard is we get like 6 acres.
Yeah,
But I don't
actually
like to
might
talk about
surprise you, but.
I really like to talk
Yeah.
about it because I want people to assume that I'm unemployed.
No, very serious. That's good.
No, I'm not being serious. I'm poor. Remember, I'm unemployed.
Impoverished.
I'm impoverished.
You let to spec you. The speckle of a human
I
being.
don't, that's not, for this, you remember Michael B. Jordan? That girl say he was corny in high school and he wait.
Who's that?
Apollo
that clip-
Creed's son.
That clip.
From Creed. That guy.
I know. Okay, I don't know who is Michael B. Jordan,
Oh.
but who are you speaking about specifically?
A girl chick named L'Oreal, who also is red skin and out of time and disrespectful, said went to school with Michael B. Jordan. And somebody else on the show, this was a while back, said, is he saying he was always, we used to always clown him because his name is
Oh,
Michael B.
yeah,
Jordan
I
and stuff.
remember that, I remember
And
that.
then some next chick said he was corny. he waited till I think it was red carpet for Creed 2 or Creed 3. It was probably Creed 2. It's like, yeah. Oh, remember we went to the same school?
Oh, she was the reporter. Or
Yeah,
something.
and it's like, yeah.
Okay, I think I saw that clip.
Corny dude, right? Corny dude, right? So I go wait until, or for some reason, just on our vineyard, it's like, oh, wine taste and thing. I just walk out with my little farmers hat and thing and just watch it. It's like, oh yeah, unemployed, right? Unemployed.
You made that joke, which is why I fed off of that. But carry on, sir.
So this
Every
was
time you're supposed to feed off of somebody if it's in one of those Epstein parties. Diddy parties.
Big man.
No Diddy.
Big man. Big man. You name man them dog.
A while in.
Doing the most today.
You'll go on your range someday.
And vent, but I'm trying to vent.
Yeah,
Anyway,
right?
you carry on with
So
the
let's commence the show. All right. We're gonna have a nice little psychological episode here.
Are we?
Yeah.
one of the only other
Psychologist.
certified people
Oh,
who
right,
can
right,
get in your
right.
brain versus the unregistered person who's getting your brain.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a nice battle of
Who's
wits.
gonna introduce the person?
Professor Xavier versus
yeah.
Emma Frost. Let's go.
The show
Let's
begin.
go.
I like the movie references.
We've been-
especially good mood today, boy. I like
I
that.
see my favorite guest so far. Someone, you know.
So, to listen, Alan, this is the second time this young lady has graced our show. So this time she's here to have a little bit more insight into how psychological, exactly what it is he is doing. You'll tell them, all right? Because Trinidadians
Are
very
stupid.
listen.
Oh.
Right? Right, so again, I'm a proper insight into what you do, and we're just gonna shoot the breeze on how that whole industry is work. Shoot the shit.
Hold on, Phoebe. Why you keep giving her like all these dress things? And that's your problem, man. Gerard, here's a fucking scene. Eh?
Yeah.
You can't be having more costume changes than the people on this show. Stop this.
We need ads for this shit. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Phoebe is in her third outfit.
This is the second one. She's a model. You can't be.
Imagine that.
She's a model.
And she's not on fucking camera. Hey.
Doesn't
son,
matter.
Could we get a Russian mail order next time?
Careful.
Could we get a Russian mail order next time?
Nah, I think we had to go the former Yugoslavian.
Putin, send some.
Yeah.
One of your special stocks.
Right.
Interesting.
So, Miss Chung,
Yeah. Doctor.
Welcome.
Carry on.
she had a reminder she's a doctor.
Yeah, I
I'm a
work hard
strong
for it.
Black Trinidadian.
Yeah, she come lowly in the summer and all of a sudden you're a doctor.
All right.
You get your grade. However, you get your grade, lady.
No, Doc. All right.
Morning. Morning.
Buenos. So yeah, introduce yourself. By the way, you're working with any things that we can address, touch?
I can't get into too much detail as it pertains to. Well, I don't think I would need to anyway, because it's just like a overview. My bad. Yeah,
you're going in
it'll
and
just
out.
be like,
Yeah.
I was hearing it. I wasn't too sure what was happening there. Yeah, so it's just basically an overview of what I do and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, you told me that last time.
Not too much into what patients do
No,
and that
no,
kind of thing.
confidentiality
Apart from
is a
that,
thing.
yeah. Because you know,
No, of course
and
not.
ethics.
Yo, they're telling people, no, and she take this. No, it's all good.
Yeah, so
But we go down delve into like different aspects of the topic, right? Meaning that, shalom, Jessel, all right.
there's a passover. Or
No, this is regular shit, Wayne.
all right.
I ain't gonna mention it. What brand it is.
Nah, we actually have no brand affiliations right now, right? We operating solo.
Yeah, because you know you can't all greasy when people gain their money.
That is true. That's true. That's fair. That's fair.
Right? And we want to see the fuck.
This grease go. This grease.
So that's basically
Sorry.
Yeah,
that's
but
my-
from the point of view like
Whoa.
socio-psychological issues that we have in any country, right? Dealing with it from this is no longer like a man versus woman thing.
I would hope not.
This is more based on from a sociological point of view, how you go and address issues such as the same child issues that we're seeing right now, where a lot of young people are the victim of a lot of horrible abuse
From parents.
from their own parents.
Now, you see, that's the thing. So this comes from socioeconomical backgrounds. This also comes from being emotionally inept and not knowing how to parent.
That's one I wanted to ask. Because
Sure.
should it be that, okay, let me say you emotionally volatile. I emotionally volatile. So
Jared, I'm not pleased.
Give me it.
Do you like sweet wine?
I don't like
You don't like wine, period. Okay.
it. Remind me of the church.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. How old were you? Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so you know, emotionally inept. I'm emotionally inept. When we meet in a party, we have sex, make a child.
Tragic.
Huh? You're right.
That's tragic.
And there's a lot of stories. Shouldn't now just be, so who I was talking now with, boy, where it's like, I think they should have like a psychological map of once you cross 18 or a certain age that they be able to maintain a child.
I agree. 100%.
Yes,
I
you are
agree.
going with this, right? And where you
like,
should not
have a child unless you are.
pass certain metrics.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. The reason for that is because anybody could bear a child,
Right.
but it takes a different type of person to parent a child.
Right.
Because let me tell you, children really be getting on your nerves.
I have a question. When you finish saying what you're saying, right, I will interject with a question.
Go ahead. I think I'll finish them.
I have a real unpopular opinion when it comes to like how parents just deal with the children.
Okay.
And this could be very unpopular, but I think fathers just deal with the children better than mothers just deal with the children.
Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh.
No. Because I see little boys crying for the mother more than the father.
No, but okay, so in that regard, if it is you see little boys crying for their mothers more than their fathers and little girls crying for their fathers more than their mothers, you have to consider the Electra and the Oedipus complex at that point in time.
Oh, this is an actual thing.
Yeah, it is.
Damn.
If you, all right, so
So
Sigmund
the what
Freud,
and the what complex?
the Oedipus complex and the Electra complex, right? So the Oedipus complex relates to boys
In love with a mother.
clinging. Yeah, according to Sigmund Freud, we all disgusting and perverse in our own way.
Yes, right.
Right?
Everybody have a deep dark secret.
Yeah, everybody. Like their mothers, all the boys and them
Yeah.
love their mothers to the extent where
They will become sexual.
It
they
based on
they
based on a
choose-
Greek mythology.
Yeah,
thing.
they choose
Yeah.
partners based on the
Aspects of their
characteristics of the mother, whether it be physical or psychological, emotional, the way they speak, treat with them, that kind of thing. And it will be vice versa for the females, which is why, everybody comes about with this whole daddy issue thing. But mommy issues are also a very, very pertinent thing to when partners are being chosen. Yeah.
So what you're trying to say, like, you can identify a man with mommy issues.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Which one else you think I'm mommy is?
Well, mommy issues.
You see this shit? You see this shit? Because I look.
Just because I look at you doesn't mean I was going to choose you.
Analyze it.
Let's see.
I don't know you enough.
Bitch, yeah, stop this shit.
Okay. Well,
You are very silent. You don't talk much. And based off of the last episode that I was here, I wouldn't say that you had mommy issues per se, but you do have some issues with your mom that you haven't quite gotten over.
All right, Miss Cleo.
Hey, okay, me now. Let's see.
I wouldn't say mommy issues with you. I'll say you don't know your daddy. Or if you do know your daddy, you have issues with your daddy.
Nah.
Do you?
No.
Really? You and your daddy have a good relationship?
I'm like, yeah, 100% like solid.
But your mom is a problem? You seem like you come from a wholesome home.
No, wow.
He does. He's a good boy.
Okay, like the two of them, I explained to them is like, I don't really like you personally as persons, but you were the best parents that I had.
Okay, fair. So you
Well,
compartmentalized in that way, in that you differentiated your parents being your parents. But, I don't necessarily like you as a person.
As a person, things I was doing was whatever.
Yeah, personally, I think we could be on a friend level, but as a parent, I appreciate who you are. Yeah?
By default, I was the best parent. I had.
Yeah.
So you could have literally thrown me down the stairs and like, that's the best parent I get. I mean, it didn't happen, but
in
by
that
default,
regard, okay, I can understand.
by default.
It could have only happened that way.
So I was like,
So technically,
I
I
learned,
wasn't incorrect.
So
Because you do have some issues with them, but not necessarily. It's just that you're able to compartmentalize.
yeah. At one point in time, when I was young, you see, most
But
people.
teenage years, if it's teenage years, then no. But
Or just a young adult, then I realize I reach a point that's like, I can't really blame all you for shit that going on.
because y'all are who y'all are at the end of the day.
And I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But back to the whole Oedipus and was it electricity?
Pay for that way.
Oedipus and Electra complex. You going there? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so we was talking about the other person, the Electra complex, right? So not just females with father issues, men with mother issues. How does branch into relationships, basically?
So quite often you'd find that men tend to look for attributes of what if they all right, so let's say somebody loses a mother at a young age. They don't know essentially what a mother is supposed to be. So they'll have a certain ideology in their head based off of maybe seeing their peers interact with their parents or whatever the case is. They'll have a certain ideology or TV.
Capitalist propaganda.
Yeah. Right. So they'll have certain ideologies in their head as to what a woman is supposed to be or what a mother is supposed to be. And they tend to cling to that in relationships because they feel like that's what they've lost out on in life. And this is across the board where they feel like they're missing something, so they try to compensate for it in these relationships. So that's what they're going to expect from
So
the mothers, essentially. So yeah, based on Sigmund Freud, right?
So why
He was published.
Because he was bullying his like his.
It was allegedly he was having sex with Anna, but that's not.
And he and Carl Young was going back and forth with the chick.
Regardless, that's not the point here. That's not
So
what
it
we're
was
dealing with
basically
here.
a circle of sickos, just philosophizing.
And then he said certain things like the moon is dictator girl,
Ovulation
behavior
cycle.
and that kind of stuff. A real trust me, Freud is my dog.
Yeah, and I mean I can agree with him to a certain degree.
Oh, it's okay. What face of the moon mean?
I'm not talking about phases of the moon per se,
You
but
believe in horoscopes?
no.
Just asking.
She was a nutcase here.
I cannot be scientifically objective if I believe in horoscopes.
All right. Okay. Just asked.
So when my clients come to me with those things, I'm like, yeah, no, wrong person.
Okay.
Check clear with that shit. I'll be blocked with that shit.
Yeah, I'm not here for that. I will bring you back to reality swiftly, right? Because you can't tell me, oh, I'm an Aries and this is why I'm a fire sign and this is why I'm this. I'm like, no.
You see how we're
You're an asshole. That's why you're this way.
I want you
like,
to
no.
really explain this to your sisters in your sisterhood, right? That
You're trying to make me get attacked when I leave here.
no,
That's what it is.
but you say that horoscope thing is bullshit,
Okay, he's saying, sisters, tell these bitches that this calendar shit don't work.
right? Tell them stop watching the calendar and guessing what's going to happen in life now. Like, so
And that's the thing, because life is it's unpredictable.
But-
you can try, the stars could align how much they want to align. It's unpredictable.
But ladies, I must say this: if you want to know what really going to happen specifically to your vagina, check the pum pum profit.
yeah. Oh yeah, pop your phone, your number.
Check the pum pum profit 1-866-877-0940.
WhatsApp only, ladies.
WhatsApp only,
Please
ladies.
do not call.
You want to know what going on? If that guy is the guy for you and he's still living with his ex, I can tell you from now, most likely not. Continue.
Right. Or maybe, you know what?
Maybe you are the one. You're the exception to the rule.
Yeah, maybe you just might be the one. You never know. Right?
There's one exception to the rule, not 59 of them.
Oh,
And
gosh.
I mean, come on.
Well, I mean,
I'm looking at probabilities.
It could be 68 of them and that's where you won.
It's just probabilities. This is like winning the lottery.
She didn't get.
I got it. I ignored you just like earlier on, but we move.
You know what? That was very rude to my friend.
I am sorry.
You're drinking. I think.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, I get mean.
Gerard,
Cut her off.
I'm here. Refill and cut off.
refill.
I find I had to get disrespected.
I decree.
Hold on. We getting Gerard freaking over all this ads money. We getting Gerard clothes and thing. No, how I don't want slippers like that? The fuck is this?
You
Hold
want
on.
us slippers like that?
I want a Kung Fu Panda slippers. You see part. You went to the movies and saw part 4 before me.
Part 4. There's a part 4.
Yeah.
You lie.
Wait. All right, cool.
Sorry, I don't have time to watch movies. That's my bad.
When our visa go and get pull up. That's my.
Don't worry. We'll figure it out after the show, right? Don't worry yourself, dog.
This is
Yeah.
some shit.
All right, but
So you didn't know about it since you were dealing in Sigmund Freud and his nonsense.
Of course, I know.
What was it? Why you would look so surprised?
I know about it because
But you're the expert.
I like Greek mythology. So I know
Okay,
what
okay, fine,
I know about that since primary school.
Right.
Well, I don't
what
know that.
history of men and gods?
Man and God.
And before that, I was like reading. Look, when Hercules, remember that show? When that come out, I was like, yo, this is the shit.
The cartoon one or the one before
Kevin
with
Sorbo.
Right.
Kevin
okay.
Sorbo.
Right.
Or the movie?
Yeah, that's the only Hercules. I don't know about Ryan Gosling, the young Hercules, and I know about Kevin Sorbo.
And then it had the one with the Rock afterwards. That really wasn't all that great.
Or the when he was the Scorpion King.
Oh, you know,
No, it has a Hercules with
The
The
Rock,
Rock being
doing the Rock
Hercules.
Johnson.
Yeah.
That's a real fraud thing. But
It was really, really. The CGI was decent, but the acting in itself not
when
the
he,
greatest.
oh yeah, when he had to kill the lion.
and
Yeah.
then the Hydra really was not Hydra. It was just
I remember.
everything
It was just really off. It
was
just
mid.
didn't
It
make
was really
sense.
mid.
Yeah.
It was barely mid. It was
Yeah.
less than mid.
But we sincerely we digressed.
Yeah, we move.
So yeah, sometimes it's had to be a little somber evening like this too, you know, because
that's actual panda. I feel like a panda to die together for
No.
No.
It's fake food.
synthetic.
It's fake food.
Because
Relax.
I saying I could go Hong Kong right now and get some panda. You know what panda food is, right?
It's expensive.
I
Trust me.
think it's on the black market.
No, brother.
But they sell a liver
Nah,
Yeah.
or a kidney. Piece of your liver. A lobe. That's fine.
Anyway,
Yeah.
right, so the offering that you see when a man approaching a woman or a child dealing with a parent is always transactional. Right? So you see something always has to be given for something to be done.
Fair.
All right?
After you done. I have
Yeah,
a question.
so taking into consideration that we all have this connection to our parents in some weird way. It can become focused.
It would bring at that point too, especially if we're looking at an absent parent, it would bring up the argument of nature versus nurture as well. So those are also things to take into account.
I have heard people say this is from certain communities that sitting down and basically doing psychology, a parent or a counselor and sitting down and talking out your thoughts. It really do help.
Talk therapy doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
And help some people.
I've heard that, and like based on the whole situation with men and women having issues, we would try to find issues, and a woman might have a friend and say, "Go to this therapist."
And
And
you would
it
find
don't
that
work.
people bouncing from therapist to therapist because not all therapists would offer.
What do I hear?
And it's not even what they want to hear per se. Is how it's brought across in a lot of circumstances. Is how it's brought across because to my patients, to my clients, I say things to my parents as well. I say things and I'm like, you know what? For example, I have a couple of patients. The kids are my patients, not the parents. But obviously, we all have to be on the same page if things are going to make sense. They're only with me for 1 hour. So during the rest of the time, they are away from me. Parents have to implement what I teach them, right?
Right.
Good. So if we're not all on the same page, what do you think is going to happen? Things are going to fall to shit if that's the case. Now, obviously, I don't say things will fall to shit. I'll let them know, parents, mommy and daddy, y'all need to do what y'all need to do. Or else, what you doing here? Not making sense.
So is it like okay, so I guess it's psychological therapy, right? You could call it So it's like, you know,
Behavioral therapy for the most part. Cognitive behavioral. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
okay, like how you do, let me say you get injured physically, you have to do physiotherapy. But you
Physiotherapy.
have to do this exercise 10 times a day to get back your shoulder where it was.
Right,
Is
so
there like-
physio.
Yeah, okay, cool. Like that. Is it the same thing? Like you have certain, I guess, behavioral exercises
That you have to unlearn. So we have to implement things like wise mind and all these other things. They have other tactics as well, apart from wise mind. But that was the first one that came to mind that help you unlearn certain tactics or help you unlearn certain behaviors. For example, if you've been physically, emotionally, or sexually abused for a certain period of time, let's say over a course of years, you're going to have moments where you're going to dip back into what is suicidal thoughts, for example, right? So let's say you are in a period where you were suicidal and whatnot because of a trauma that has happened to you. Let's say that trauma is sexual abuse. Anything that comes up that is reminiscent of it, what happens is that you tend to go back. It feels like you're going back, but it's not really that. It's that you're dysregulated at this period because this particular trigger sent you here. But it doesn't mean that you're going back to where you were before. And a lot of people don't understand that logistic, if that makes sense.
Okay, so an action plan for somebody coming to you as a sick. I have a problem with the term mental health, right? I think the issue really
It's
starts with the-
stigmatized. It's stigmatized. There's no pretty way to put it.
All right. So, like, is the issue really something mental, or is the issue something more physiological, like something wrong with the brain of the person?
So studies have shown that trauma does, in fact, based on MRI scans and stuff like that that have been done, trauma does, in fact, have an impact on your brain, a physical impact on your brain. However,
We don't want physical trauma or just trauma
in general, because it starts degenerating parts of the brain. Yeah, that's just how it works. It's similar to Alzheimer's.
Shit.
No, Alzheimer's is an actual degenerative disease. However, trauma does impact the brain physically. And it doesn't have to be a physical trauma. But because the brain is essentially a muscle.
We talking about like tabanka, like a bad horn.
Maybe not tabanka,
When I
because
say
that's
like
like a one-off thing. But let's say
Some deep conditioning.
let's say, for example, emotional or psychological abuse for over a period of time. Yeah, that's what happens. It essentially burns out different parts of the brain.
Shit.
Yeah, so that's what happens.
So, as a client of yours, you have to do like all that type of assessment, or that's be part of the whole behavioral analysis. You could kind of like
You kind of gauge based
something
on
wrong.
that. Yeah.
And then
So
clinically,
if they need to be medicated, then I would refer them to my psychiatrist, because I work hand in hand with a psychiatrist or all these psychiatrists. So let's say they go to Mount Hope first and they do a psychiatrist would do an assessment on them. Are you okay, friend?
You just traumatize them.
Drink some water. And all sorts of things started happening from there. Yikes. What did Mount Hope do to you? Yikes.
That's like if you mention Catholic with me, you don't want to know.
Right.
Yeah.
So sometimes I've had patients, clients come to me from Mount Hope. Right, so they would have done a psychiatric evaluation. Now, I don't particularly like Mount Hope evaluations because they're not as thorough as they need to be. Because you're looking at it's public, so
public
they're trying
service,
they're trying to get things done as quickly as possible. So
Yeah.
you may not get everything, and oftentimes persons are misdiagnosed for that reason, and they administer the wrong meds and stuff like that. I had 2 patients where that was the case.
I remember telling this story where the man was like, I think you might be doctor legitimate. I think you might have AIDS.
oh yeah,
Might?
Yeah.
I know, like, I know you bullshitted you here.
He said might?
Yeah.
He's just like, nah, boy, you have real weight loss. I'm going to sign you up to do this AIDS test. You sure? When last time you had sex thing? And so I bummed me out of my mind. Like, shit, that last time was kind of shaky, you know? Like, what?
I can't remember certain things. It
So
was
no,
kinda-
no, I'm not lying, and I just okay. So I'm not sure if you ever had an AIDS scare before, but you just call everybody you had beef with, like dog.
Everybody have before.
Yeah, everybody's like dog. And I seen boy, we bigger than that thing. Like you just.
Oh, you was making amends.
I'm making amends because I think
because your life short.
I think and I had the had it, and then the reason I was losing weight is because at that point in time I was fasting quite often.
So then, it was a logical reason for you to lose weight, but he gained your head.
He gained my head. Like, hey, no, legit. And he was like, you sure? Because look at you.
Is this a doctor telling you these things?
This man knew you from before.
And this man knows me since I'm a child.
Yeah.
We went to school together.
So it's like some kind of weirdness going on.
So when he was like, Doc, you sure? You're looking real unhealthy, boy.
So he's your peer. He's your peer.
That I know since primary school.
Yeah, some funny
And
business
I know him from primary school all the way up. We had same secondary school.
Is it potential? Is there potential that he's just trying to fuck with you? Or
if that's the case, bro, I don't know.
That is not the way to do it.
No, yeah, we know. At the point in time, because he said, nah, you're looking real bad. And you see
Was he
show?
a new doctor?
No, he been a doctor. I ran up, okay, basically.
In a way.
Basically, when I was trying to get sick leaves and stuff, there's brace. If you go by a certain doctor, they
I didn't just go by Ravi ready.
well, exactly, there was brace. Said, Ravi, you ready? I didn't want to call the name, but you call
Everybody know about
cool.
Ravi ready, though.
I was trying to get a sick leave by Ravi, and then I was like, okay, let me go through the public health center. So I sit down, wait like 3 hours to get checked, because one thing I could tell you, where I was working, once you go through public, they're not going to brace you.
Yeah.
My dog came to see me. I was like, yo, what's he saying? Come and check me, whoever.
Yeah,
so I skipped the line.
right.
Went on to Octave. It's like, dog,
You should have waited in line.
What you trying to say? My dog is Aaron Moran, like he's stupid.
No, I'm not trying to say we dog is our
like he just like shit.
No, wait, no, because he was informed. He was informed one with us.
Yeah, some questionable things.
Boys.
We bought them boys for.
No. As the boy, as in y'all. All of y'all know each other.
Oh, so you think
no, I don't know how y'all are friends.
Think about it.
I don't know where the camaraderie came from, so I wasn't
think
too
about
sure.
it. He looks like this and I look like this. Why would he lie with me? Like, be real. It clearly has to be from 4.
I don't know what you mean.
I am very confused.
I don't know what you mean.
I'm very confused. What looks have to do with anything?
He looks like the black Jason Statham. He's the black Jason Statham. And I'm the...
I'm enough for this.
And I'm the black...
Gerard.
I'm the...
Gerard,
he's the black... Like, you understand? He's like an action movie star. And I'm like a...
Dog.
Where is this?
Better we finish the clinical psychology.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's trail back to where we need
You're my
to be.
hero.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, right?
You sure?
I appreciate it. I really do. I really appreciate it, my brother. Thanks, man. Wow. Yeah, so I was gonna ask you a very important question about the ethical aspects. Can't be
Give
serious
this
at
man
all.
some water, please. I beg.
Gerard, you need water. You need water.
Right.
Are they good now?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Take some
Just
water.
being ridiculous.
Drink some of the look at water by your left. Like
Ethics.
right, ethically, right? What's your stance on clinically treating people who sometimes may not necessarily need as much clinical diagnosis? If you could avoid it, would you, or you would just say that's just a safe, healthy way to just go ahead and?
As I said, I'm very straightforward with everyone that I come in contact with. So if it is, I have somebody who asks me, okay, so how much sessions do you think I need? I'll be like, okay, I think I could see you twice for the month. And the reason for that is because I think ever so often you do need a unbiased third-party perspective to kind of just bounce things off of. Not necessarily that you need the help because something is wrong with you, but it's always good to see somebody that is objective as opposed to, what is going on with you? Are you okay?
Bronchitis.
Tomorrow is
It's Passover. That's the problem. Okay, so that's no
you
problem.
drinking on
Unkosher wine.
11 wine.
Yeah.
for sacrilege.
That's not like, no, tomorrow. No, tomorrow is Passover. So cool.
All right. Then.
Yeah. So if you are doing that, I think that is more of a money-making tactic.
So you're not trying to make money.
Of course, I'm trying to make money, but at the same time, I'm not gonna do so unethically. I'm not gonna. I be real straight up with you. Hey,
so
we spending topping mud. So
like,
if that's what we doing, yeah, better you press. Yeah. I don't mind taking your money and was like, but it's up to you if this what you want to do. This is how I approach things, because at the end of the day, we in a banga season, dog. You cannot be coming here to waste your money.
What's a banga
what
season?
Exactly is a banga season? For the
Things hard.
That's our rima. That's our rima talk. We don't know where.
You don't know what banga is?
No.
Yikes.
Well, I've always heard the proverb of
I know
nigga
about
head hard like what banga seed. I didn't know what banga
Right, so
seed
banga is essentially a very hard fruit.
Oh, that's why I don't. I say banga, banga, banga.
Banga.
That's a very hard fruit to yourself. That's very hard.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
I stopped. You can catch me on that batty boy talk this
We move.
Yeah.
Hey, because you skipped my question.
Yes, your question.
No.
Well, you was laughing.
You couldn't catch yourself.
Right. Okay. So I was reading the Godfather novel. This was a while ago, right? And it at this point in time where, you know, if you ever watch the Godfather, you know about the sons.
No.
Okay. So it had 3 sons.
Right.
One being cunning, one being aggressive, and one
is Menesanu?
no, he's what?
Jesus.
Anyway, okay.
M1.
One being a kind of always at time he's a low for whatever.
Right.
So the father being
The loves of the family.
the loves, but like he's the oldest, which was the irony. He was the older. Oh, no, I think,
Usually the older one. Anyway.
no, I think it don't matter. The point is,
if it's either the first or the last ones, it'll always be the loves.
so the father, and I think if I could have shit my Kindle over there, but yeah, if it reached a point where one of them was like having sex with a lot of women, like that he was promiscuous, and the father noted it was like,
He's a philanderer.
yeah. No, the father was like, because the father was super wise. He never used to talk plenty, real wise. but he just like he never get educated like in the common ways or the American way. But he come from Italy, whatever. This is what he exactly said. This is like 1930 something. He said, yeah, it's for a man to be running down all these women and all these kind of thing like a baby looking for his mother's milk. His mother's milk. That's basically where you. So is it that a very promiscuous man is really like he?
The one who have
He-
mother issues.
I think that he essentially is looking for based off of theories.
Yeah.
That is, I don't want to be quoted on it now, right? Is that
Nah, you go ahead. Yeah.
is that he is looking for different attributes because he realized he can't get these attributes in one woman. He's going to look for these different attributes in many different women.
Yes, I Frankenstein them bitches, honestly. I Frankenstein them. That's what it's called. So I like your skin complexion, but I don't like your hair. So I'll get your skin complexion.
But
her
somebody
hair.
else's hair.
Her
And
eyes.
I like her breast on her ass, so I will go here.
No, I literally. I know.
But the thing about it is it may not necessarily always be a physical thing. It may not always be physical
I
attributes.
like your personality in terms of how. Okay, I like how like right before you get on top of me, you just put a pillow underneath my head. So
Because you care for me.
You
right?
care for me. But I like how she's right it.
Right.
You understand?
I understand what you're
That
saying.
looked like it infuriated her.
It did?
You get a little upset.
No.
Oh, okay, good. No, I see you clench your fist now. Like,
Oh no! I was honestly.
She do
So here's the
Naruto
thing.
hand scenes.
No, so
Hand
here's
signs.
the thing. I sometimes I don't know what to do with my hands now, boy. So it's be that's be the problem.
what you last say, Benda? You will learn some.
You
Yeah.
gotta do this. You gotta do it.
Oh, how?
Not
How dog?
that.
No,
I
you
won't.
can check if you have cancer too. That's like a
Right.
double.
Yeah,
so
but
that's
double.
something that I could do in the privacy of my home.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like you should just have no more of that.
Nah, I think my brethren cool.
I cool.
So
You cool?
I
cool. You cool? I cool. I don't know about you.
Doc, you cool?
Yeah, doc.
I very
Shall I rise? Shall I?
Okay, Maya.
Shall I rise?
Good job.
Good one.
You had a question, or that was the question?
No, that was the question in terms of the
So most likely this man he chasing things that missing.
ghost, basically. He trying to.
Not necessarily a ghost, but he feels maybe unfulfilled.
Yeah.
So he's looking for means to fulfill.
I mean, we can address whether or not it's right or wrong because it's coming from a reporting point of
But I'm
view.
saying it's like a weakness in the man, though.
But we all have weaknesses if you really think about
I'm
it.
talking about his promiscuity. That's his weakness because it's like
Yeah. His Achilles heel, if you will, yeah.
Because that could destroy you.
It could, because if it is, you're not safe with it.
Yeah.
You could be like,
Ricky Reckless, boy.
yeah, Ricky Reckless. That's
Ricky-
what his name was?
Ricky Reckless, yeah.
Oh, I'm.
Reckless, I don't know if you spell it the same way we spell it.
I don't know.
I think it's like it was French. Rickleys or some shit like that.
Regardless.
He's call him Ricky Reckless.
Regardless. The point remains the same.
All right, because you see, you could see how easy it is and straightforward for men when they say they're promiscuous or they're not promiscuous, right? But I think it's getting real different when they had to analyze what has caused a woman to
Be promiscuous.
be that promiscuous.
Okay. So why do you think it's different for women?
I think,
Because they got vaginas. And vaginas.
yeah,
Attract bears.
Honestly, I think that women are intuitively different to men.
In what aspect?
Intuitively different in the way that they deal with events.
Okay.
Right? Generally speaking, somebody busting here. Generally, you might have different
Reactions.
per gender.
Right?
So, I
So
think
innately, you're thinking that there's a biological component to it? Or you're just
so.
looking
That's
at...
well, right. So the biological aspect of that now is where you would find the differences and the nuances and the range of responses
Okay.
to certain things.
Fair.
And to say a woman is missing this in a man, so she go and get that and then that, it's basically the same result, you know.
It's the same result or the same manifestation. However, the trigger may be different. The stimulus may be different.
Maybe different.
Yeah. So, whereas for a man, it may be quote unquote more straightforward. If it is, you think about it, maybe more straightforward in that, all right. I wasn't breastfed as a baby, so now I'm looking for
Big
women
Dr.
with
Showman.
big breasts.
Nah, that's
I
not
know,
that.
I know a guy.
No, it is not.
Right?
Trust me, I hate titties.
I was just drawing reference. It may not necessarily be true, right?
Hate
Nah, not
titties.
you.
Hate
Right.
titties.
So you're just looking for big breasts because that's what I need because I didn't have that.
All right.
Right? So there's that foraging need, if you will.
No, it makes a lot of sense now.
Right?
About
But-
your
Condensed milk.
But for women, because we're more of emotional thinkers.
Oh, no, you can say that again. Just add louder.
Women tend to be more emotional thinkers.
So you see, when we say it, it's not sexist. Good. Good stuff.
No.
The doctor say it is
The
not me
doctor,
say it.
the doctor, the female doctor,
We
say
just get
that.
that straight now.
Right? Based off of my research, based off of my clientele, and based off of observation.
Based off our own vagina, you can tell.
No, the thing about it is I try to be as objective as possible. I don't like to argue. And I realize that women instigate arguments a lot. And that's because it's explosive. So with the presence of emotion, there's lack of logic. And with logic, there is very little emotion attached to it. Right? Which is why you'd find that women could leave a relationship mentally before they leave physically because they're already turned off emotionally.
Shit.
Right? So that's how it works.
And then they come home and you see, right.
Things pack up and she gone.
No, you come home and see her legs like a like a TV antenna. If you're old enough to know what a TV antenna is.
How this song does go by when like a TV pole?
What?
Bubble like the pole.
I know you're talking about.
Junior read by and in here like a telephone pole.
No, but yes.
Yeah. So it's not easy for a woman to detach emotionally. But
That's
when
why
they do,
Fellas, just be toxic
They
to
do.
them. You just have to be toxic. Women don't get rid of toxic guys. That's just how it is. You just be toxic. All you have to do is just sometimes wake up in the morning.
What's your take on that?
You got to be toxic a little bit.
I honestly believe that both genders need to get the necessary help that they need before getting into relationships. Because
yeah,
hurt people.
I agree with
and
you.
that's the reality of it. It's not a battle of the genders in that regard.
You're right.
Okay. I have a question. You are dealing with children on the spectrum. Be real. What are your thoughts on this Netflix show? It's like a dating show, but just with people on the spectrum.
Just
I forget what
Watch.
Just now. She had to get. Right.
you get one and two, sir. You have to do like this. One and a half clap.
Okay, carry on. I'll listen.
Okay, is this show on Netflix? And again, this is
But
me going
it's
over
not.
the
It's
rabbit
not just with people on the spectrum. It's with people with special needs generally, if I'm not mistaken.
I never watch it. I just watch it as just like
Because I think I saw like snips of it on like you know when they're doing those TLC ads or whatever the case is. I think I saw
watch
something along those
I
lines.
just
those lines.
watch streaming services.
Same, but my parents do. So ever so often I'll see the TV outside and happen to
Okay.
see it, man.
So you're dealing with special needs.
As you're dealing with special needs or children on the spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
do you think, honestly, that a dating show for adults on the spectrum is necessary?
No.
And it's like, because it probably showing them, right?
that infuriates me to a certain degree. That would infuriate me.
To see us at special needs people being.
Yeah, because it shows a personal part of them, and I feel like that's something that's not absolutely necessary to show.
I legit watched the trailer. I was like, if I watch any more of this, I'm going to get
Irritated?
Yeah.
You're gonna get mad?
Serious?
Yeah.
Because
Is that
I was,
bad?
no, nah.
It's not as bad,
But
but
it's like-
if you look at it from objectively and you're not looking at it from an entertainment perspective, you'd find that it looks as if you're just trying to poppy show these people. And I feel like they have enough disadvantages as it is. So to put them on display in that capacity is very annoying to me.
It's about other ways you could put them on a show. It don't have to be like, because
Show them their struggles. Like, for example, I don't know if you know about The Good Doctor, but The Good Doctor, even though medically there's little relevance, but the fact that it could show that somebody on the spectrum has the ability to lead a normal life, regardless of their idiosyncrasies.
What's called it? Psychologically? Psycho. I forget what it's called. When you're normative, psychonormative or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my issue. I don't like the fact that they poppy show these special needs, mental illnesses. I don't like to think of autism as a mental illness. It is, but I don't like to think of it like that because I believe it's, honestly, if you look at how these children respond to things, they're very intelligent.
Thank you very much.
I love them to pieces. And the reason why I love working with them, regardless of their behavioral issues, because I work on the behavioral aspects of things, right? But I think
there's got true shit like that.
The way their brains work, a lot of them are hyperlexic, right? Even the ones who are nonverbal and they are considered severe on the spectrum, they tend to have hyperlexic symptoms in that they really good with numbers, really good with letters, really good with more so numbers and colors and shapes. So blackjack, if you take them,
they could concards.
They're real.
Concards and shit. It's like, you ever see the show Rain Man? It's like
yes.
It's like Rain Man.
I've had a couple of them.
So you carry them in the casino?
No, I can't do that.
That's what we do it. Right.
I can't do that, but I do teach them ways to regulate themselves. So those who are quote unquote high functioning neurodivergents, I would play games like Scrabble to test their brain essentially.
How public is this information for parents who having this issue with the special needs children?
Depends on where they look and who they're looking from.
And accessibility from the ghetto to the top of society is
because then
you have to pay for quite a lot of things. I'm gonna show you some.
Yeah,
something as simple as social stories, right? Yeah. I have an app to make social stories for my kids. So this is the app for the social stories, right?
This is your app.
No, it's not my app. It's an app that I downloaded.
How you say it? Only that's the only fun.
So please give me a chance. I beg. And yo,
sorry.
So behavioral issues. If you look at it. Sorry. Right, if you look at it, if you tap on these, you get basic stories, obviously.
Okay.
Right?
Well, they have a parent code and thing. You know, you don't want them pictures swiping.
Hold on.
So this would be what a social story is, right? So those social stories.
Sometimes I feel running, but it's dangerous.
Those social stories help them regulate because they don't necessarily understand what is gentle touch. So if I touch you like that, that's a gentle touch. They don't know that. They don't know what their strengths are.
That's why I give it up there.
Oh.
No, yeah, that's not.
Right?
Why you laugh?
But if you look at the bottom here, it has a price, right? So you have to buy the bundles. All of these things are always a paid thing. So we have apps like Otsimo, we have Autispark, and all of these things. So where you may get a trial, you still have to pay for it in the long run. So the thing about it is the information is not as easily accessible as we need it to be, which is why when parents come to me and talk to me and stuff like that, I try to make it as financially available as possible because I know that dealing with our kids on the spectrum generally is not an easy task, right? But and it's also not cheap, right? So to have to pay for therapies because some kids gonna need OT, which is occupational therapy for sensory regulation, and speech therapy for those who are nonverbal, and then you have to deal with behavioral because there are those who are on the spectrum who have tantrums and stuff like that.
Do nonverbal always just remain nonverbal?
No, not necessarily.
You have people who...
Yeah. So I have kids who babble. So if they come to me and they babbling and they making sounds and let's say they mimicking sounds of animals and that kind of thing because it's easier for them, right? Then we know that but we know that there's a potential that they would be able to speak. Because they could mimic and imitate.
I like the...
That was my question.
However, there are those on the spectrum who they don't speak at all.
Even as adults.
And even if they do speak, it's sporadic speech and it may not be within context.
Shit.
So it really depends on the severity of those who are on the spectrum. So the way we gauge it would be mild to moderate. Then we have moderate, and then we have moderate to severe. So it varies.
What I was going to ask is, does Warren G work to help them regulate?
Warren G?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know Warren G?
No, I think
that one went over her.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. Also bearing in mind,
so that's a classic.
I think she just started to actually explain that I couldn't bust it down. But so I was like, damn. Yeah. How did I bust that one? Like,
that's a good one.
No, like, you don't know that song. That's our whole song called Regulate. So he was like, you can't help to regulate. Does Warren G
dog.
Yeah, does Warren G work by chance? You should try it. Because he
Try
actually
playing it for them. Like,
Regulate.
it might have a little violence in it. But,
Then no. Are you trying to get me fired?
no, man. Don't forget all that. It's smart.
You're smart.
Yeah, they be like,
Play the censored version.
yeah, play the edited version.
Yeah. It's a radio version, right?
So,
He better lay low.
This is you singing portion of things.
Well, you gotta sing your song.
Before you start that, right? You know how to do this one. How familiar are you with the intelligence community in Trinidad and Tobago?
Intelligent
Okay,
community.
this is the part of the show I'm not gonna be on. You.
How
No,
familiar?
I want to see where this is going.
How familiar?
Carry on. Not very familiar. Carry on.
All right. What do you know about profiling?
Profiling.
Yeah.
Which type
People.
of profiling?
Targets. People.
Target too.
All right. Let's say.
There are different aspects to things. There.
Right.
Please bear that in mind.
So let's say this not dangerous. We just gonna have a conversation, right? And I'm gonna put out there, surveillance and
Hey,
Make sure.
okay, by
I had
chance,
to make
are you
sure.
suicidal and have had problems?
Not as far as I know.
Okay, so if anything happens to her, they did what they did.
They dropped that bromine in the water and get calm.
Yikes.
Okay.
That's there.
Yeah.
Oop.
Drop it anyway, don't worry.
Yeah, son. But anyway, so
You see why I don't take drinks from people.
Well, it's not people. It's not people.
1 second, please.
Carry on.
Can we Gerard? This is a different
They're right. You're not
different,
to spike mines. You're supposed to spike hers.
Only mine.
Yeah. Ting 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 ting.
Cling, 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 cling.
That was very racist.
It's not racist because
With everything.
we did that
To the
because
Asian
you all mixed.
community, to the Asian community, I apologize.
We did that because you
Somehow
all mixed
that
with
was-
Chinese.
Let me taste
Regardless.
this one. If this one gonna be any
It's a
better.
little sweeter. It's a little drier, but
Your
it's
wine cellar?
it's dry, but it's on the sweeter side of things. So it's semi-sweet.
Okay, I'll try that.
Try at least try it.
Let's put it in your
It's
mouth
really
and
not that
swallow.
bad.
Hey, yo.
Whoa. How that was bleak. I feel like we just need to kind of pull back a little bit.
Hey, pull it back.
Take a sip now, friend.
Yes, circumcised. Don't pull it back now.
Yikes.
Jews, baby.
Oh, you Jew, right?
Shalom,
baby.
Shalom in that case.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Lahayim.
L'chaim. At least say it properly now so I can believe you.
It's
Make
not
it
like-
believable.
No, I don't speak Yiddish, bro. Yiddish and...
Is it better?
Yeah, that's a little better.
Okay.
A little less spicy.
Oh, so you don't like dry wines? You like
my
sweeter
God.
wines?
Yeah. What's
Is
that?
that sweeter wine?
Yeah, this is...
Yeah,
It's
that
very
was-
delectable.
Is that you Ramaroo kangaroo thingy? Which one is that?
Gerard, you bringing gears
Oh
back in
yeah,
crib
that's
on.
really good. Classic
Oh,
red is awesome. My bad.
Yeah, that's not. That's why if you go now with Phoebe, this wrong. Because her friend, she dressing up and saying, you can't get a friend Phoebe because this is what going on. I think you bring back chicks to the crib, you know.
Okay.
I'm questioning this.
I mean,
questioning this.
she attractive, so I mean, I see.
Slight,
Carry on.
swing.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, yo. Hey,
So we
Phoebe.
move. Questions?
All I had to say for that is mockeries and prayers. Get to youth skylarking, dog, right? You see what it is and told That's what I had to say, dog.
Hey.
Well, they just want to maintain steadfast to the youths out there, right?
To the youths out there.
The elders in the community might be going left, or they follow the straight and narrow.
For some reason, this bring up this memory. Like after Campus Carnival years ago.
Oh, God.
Campus Carnival.
This is how many
Look
years
how
ago.
far.
Yeah, years ago. For some reason, I blacked out drunk. I wake up in the elevator for CLL. I wake up in the elevator.
Oh, yeah, up in there.
Nigga, I don't know. So the first elevator, that was the day children were coming to see you in the things or whatever.
Yes.
So I bear back.
They should them 6 formers on them.
No, yeah. I bear back, and the elevator open up, and I just like, and the kids watching me like real movie thing, and I was just like, stay in school, kids. I just leave.
Nice. And this was a good message.
Good on you. Messages,
Degenerates,
messaging.
yes. So they go on university and just turn degenerate.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know how, because CLL is only lock, right?
To be fair, I've been a degenerate all my life, so
And welcome to the club.
yeah, high five.
Phoebe, get rid of that one.
We found Phoebe in a very should we say the place? I think we should.
England.
No. She was in our order.
All right. Second, she's third generation.
The black cabal flag. Yeah.
Third generation.
She's a lodge member.
No, third generation.
No.
You know those butlers, I think?
Actually, to be fair, they're
put this-
males.
actually
So
come
she
from
can't
a
be-
lineage.
her great grandfather
Oh, okay.
actually served the king and queen. That was it. Like she comes from that.
Yeah. But
So-
the Azerbaijani people now, boy. So
Yeah. You're trying to pull up my dog.
Gosh, all right, nah. All right,
You know
nobody
them white people.
yeah,
You know them
yeah,
white. So basically, what happened is jungle fever now. Like I think our grandfather came down here. I was like, "Ooh, black women." And then
And they procreated.
here,
Yikes.
and that's how we end up with very light skinned Phoebe, because
Right.
Phoebe comes from white people.
But she's really that done. I didn't really take much in the first place. So.
No, that's what he is.
It is how he.
Swivel it
Right?
down. He spit it out on the ground. That's-
Okay.
Nah, after the shallow man thing.
Shall I write?
About we just greetings to you, I think.
Still I, right?
All right.
Not
Yeah,
sure.
so how familiar?
Must you know?
Back to the question. How familiar are you
They get the wrong
with?
word.
How familiar are you with profiling people? Like,
So,
let me
don't-
draw a scenario for you.
Okay. All right, I'm listening.
I want you to ask no one. I just had to say it.
You can talk about it, but let me tell you exactly where I want it.
This is what I was going to say. Okay, all right. All kicks aside, I think the reason why I ask is because psychology is seriously intertwined with the way we could predict how people would behave. Right? Mm-hmm. So when I
Okay.
use the word intelligence, I don't mean spying on your phone and
Not the CIA,
not
Fed's
the
business.
No,
Okay.
not the deep state, right?
Hey.
I'm not talking about that.
Hey, we're not supposed to talk about our daddy party dogs up.
Big man, I categorically stating on the air, I never went to a DD party, never in my life.
Hey, so Leah, you wouldn't get invited the next order.
Tough. So it go by. So it go. Anyway.
Cheers.
You went on the you wasn't in no daddy party. That's
Never me, never I. I don't have the access that he
Yeah,
wants.
you real access and that big ball of
it
it.
doesn't. You put it this way. I was in the room. I didn't do nothing.
He wasn't the captain, but he was on the boat.
I was on the boat by now,
Alright,
but I ain't do
alright,
nothing now.
alright. Okay.
I captain now.
Okay.
So you did?
I ain't do nothing, boy, dog, boy. But it's somewhere, yeah.
I believe you.
Yeah.
You don't have to repeat.
So right, you were saying?
Yes, intelligence is something that you have to look at. It's an adaptable thing.
Right. So you were drawing a scenario for me.
Right. I deal with animals.
Yes.
And with any animal kingdom, body language is everything.
Correct.
And
Inclusive of humans, right?
yeah, we all animals. Yeah. Let's deal with animals. So,
Bitches and shit, yeah.
all right, good.
Drink your wine. Just drink your wine. Just drink your wine, friend.
Right? And I noticed one thread that is common among every species: humans, dogs, birds, and all if you want for that matter, because you could train a hawk to hunt.
Right?
And that is intelligence. So you just use something that kind of sparked this question, which was when you're dealing with these children on spectrums, that they are extremely adept at one thing, and it's so amazing to see them do it. But that has come at the cost of every other normal thing in their life.
Normal. Because normalcy really is... I believe that normalcy is more of an individualized thing, because what's normal for me may not be normal for you, and what's normal for you may not be normal for him. So I believe that normalcy comes individually. That's just my belief. May not necessarily be everybody's belief, but that's my belief, because whatever happens, what I believe is normal happens within what I grew up with, what I know, what's been in my environment. Right?
So it's relative.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, well, then to that point, relatively speaking, if we go and try to ask an animal to watch at you in your eye, right?
Make her ask a kid on the spectrum that.
That's exactly, and it comes across the same way to the animal.
That comes from trust.
Yes.
That comes from trust.
So we know how to talk the same language,
that
right?
comes from trust.
So to ask your animal to watch you in your eye, I'm not trying to say the children are like animals, but they share the same intelligence.
Trust and believe. They are similar to animals because a lot of their actions or their behaviors come from an instinctive place. And I have the bites to prove it.
It's biting.
Yes. You want to see? Because I have one like right here and one right here. Here. And here too, because, broke skin and such. But that's not the point here.
And they bite you?
Yes, love.
That's not like my child.
No, that is...
No. So, for example, all right. So, if they feel threatened, like any other animal, right, who don't know... If I can't physically or verbally express to you that you are doing something to trigger me, my first response would be something to attack you because...
And anxiety is push on his attack. Here's the irony of that. Me and him was talking, and I think that's only happened with legitimately not apex predators. Like he's the one who was like, if I apex, like for some reason, we always watch Jurassic Park and shit, and the T-Rexes just be attacking fuckers. That would never happen.
No, because there's a stimulus that they respond. You see, that's the thing. Everybody seems to focus on the retaliation, but not what the stimulus is. That's be the problem. Because in all walks, in all circumstances, in all situations, it's always about the response, but it's never about the stimulus. If it is you do something to piss me off, I am going to respond. I'm going to retaliate. I am going to retaliate because the actuality of it is, first of all, why the fuck you in my space? Second of all, why it is you are trying to gain ground on my territory. I am going to respond in a not so nice way because you ain't supposed to be here.
I can guarantee you, if a panther, let me say, a Siberian tiger is just to walk down Port of Spain, nobody will be attacked unless they fuck with the tiger.
Exactly. If it is you pelt things at it or if it is you trigger it, then you're going to get a response.
The tiger will just be like...
Just leave me be. Let me fucking do what I need to do. If it is if you pelt a stone at me, I'm going to fucking jump at you because why the hell are you throwing things at me? I am not accustomed to that.
I saw this in the zoo years ago. Me and this little white boy, on the glasses, be like,
Don't tap on it. Don't tap on it.
So I didn't know lions was that fucking fast.
Oh yeah, they fast as fuck.
So let me say the distance between here and the gate, or the gate outside. So the lion by the gate. So the little white boy, why people don't like to listen.
Yeah.
Yes. I stand up right next to him. In 2 twos, I talking about before I could blink.
When they run in stride.
Yeah, I know where. I was like 15. He was like 18 years old. And he just used so bang! And yes, he had that glass tap on
You
him.
remember the lions you had in these a long time, right? There was
the aggressive one?
No, there was emaciated and...
Yeah, well, you had to keep them emaciated by that.
Yeah, there was emaciated and aggressive, right? Mm-hmm. Them lions on them, basically, when you would read the glass on the zoo, they said our lion's leap is like 22 feet.
Yeah, because their bodies, when they contract like this, they stretch out
22 feet?
That's what it was, 20 or 22 feet.
They stretch really far.
A leap.
At that point...
And then they have all this muscle mass because they are like...
Sinews. Strong, the sinews.
Yeah, they're extremely strong, yeah.
Think about a spring, like you just load up.
And then you just
every time they run.
So when you hit the glass...
Similar to cheetahs, it's just that cheetahs are slimmer and they have less body fat, which means that they can project even further.
How many episodes are we talking animals? Because it seems like you like animals too.
I do.
All right, good.
I do.
And you right place?
Like snakes?
I love them.
Yeah, you right place?
Love them.
Like male chickens?
Why would you ask that question?
I mean, just yes or no question.
No. You like male chickens? Do you like male chickens? Do you like cocks? Or that's just what it's like.
That's where I thought you were gonna go with it. I knew the cocks was gonna come.
No, but do you like?
What happened in here, dog?
I knew from the time he said male chickens, I knew that cocks was gonna come. I know that roosters wasn't gonna come, but cocks was gonna come.
So do you like the cocks to come? Do you want the cocks to come?
It's not the kind of cocks that I like. Carry on.
Amigo, hold on. So you don't like male chickens? We just want to know.
That's what I want to know. Could you answer the question? Yes or no? When you eat your chicken, do you like the cock or do you like the head? Do you want to put the cock in your mouth? That's what you want to know.
Can we move on from this?
You don't answer any question.
I plead the fifth.
This ain't America.
Yeah, it's not fifth in this Trinidad legislation. Yeah, no. What fifth you talking about? Tell the police.
You study medicine, you didn't study law. Trust me.
Tell the police about fifth.
So like when you see the hen and
is that numbers game?
You see the hen and you see the cock. It's like, I have to have that cock in my mouth or I have that hen in my mouth. Which one?
That delicious
Neither.
hen. That delicious
Neither. chicken is chicken. Carry on.
Or say no matter.
Neither. Chicken is chicken.
You go both ways.
It means I mean.
But you, of all people, should know this.
Me
Because I've said it before. So
right,
I mean.
Hey.
Because
Don't worry yourself, dog. We back
Carry on.
So so
We
back to the
move.
animalistic.
Thank
That's
you.
what she said.
That intelligence is basically something that's spread from primal age straight out to reactivity, right?
Yeah, so we have the primal aspect of things, and it's our asympathetic nervous system that kind of levels
No,
out
we get
that.
5 now. He's been talking about this forever. So finally, you have somebody to talk this shit. Because I be like, boy, stop
So,
this up.
where a threat is concerned, most times, if you don't have impulse control,
Yeah.
right, you're going to act on that impulse, right? And impulses are usually come from a primitive place. But then we have logic involved. So with logic involved, we kind of rationalize things. We think about things, the repercussions of things, and futuristically, what could potentially happen before we act upon those things.
As a consciousness.
Correct.
Right. Yeah.
Our conscious mind and our unconscious mind. That's where it's
Subconscious.
activated.
For
I don't like subconscious
it's called
because
the
it's
prefrontal cortex.
correct.
Right.
Subconscious doesn't give as much. I don't like to use that word because your unconscious mind. Ooh, why did I feel so? numb?
Hey, whoa.
Yeah, my body just
Don't
went
tell
numb
me you're
for a
going to be
minute.
there Baptist and catch power.
No. My body just went numb for a minute. Anyway, so
Okay,
you're very ridiculous. As I was saying, right?
Yeah.
Right. What was I saying? Please
Yeah,
remind
he
me.
was basically talking about the instinct.
Right.
Yeah.
So
impulse control.
right. So we as human beings have impulse control. But that's where we have rationalization and all of these other things. Animals, on the other hand, don't have that. So they act on instinct.
Yeah.
So just as soon as they feel threatened, they're gonna
Is this
respond.
because of high IQ? IQ has anything to do with this? Like a higher IQ person wouldn't.
No, if you're looking at IQ really basically looks at academia as opposed to, because remember the brain deals with different aspects. So we have the emotional aspect, like the psychological aspect, and we have the academic aspect of things, right? But if you're looking at IQ is mainly academics. It's an academically based test. But this is looking at more at emotional survival, that type of thing, which means it's affecting a different parts of the brain.
I mean,
I wanted to say because Trinidadians cannot strip it now. That's why
But I'm not
impulsive.
getting into that.
okay, so
That's what I wanted to really say.
so to try to bring some kind of like understanding to the ranking that Trinidadians have in this whole IQ situation, right?
84th in the world.
Yeah, well, I'm
No,
not even surprised by that, to be very honest.
I blame the junior sex system.
Whoa. You know what the junior sex is?
Just
You know what the junior sex is?
I'm just joking.
Honestly,
It was just a joke.
honestly speaking,
Yeah.
if I were to
see
eradicate, not eradicate, but if I were to improve the education system, I would get rid of CXC and I would get rid of STE because it's more of regurgitation as opposed to actual learning. We
Right.
don't learn, we
Yeah.
regurgitate.
So yeah, this is the problem with that sentiment you're having, right?
I get 5 passes, boy, dog, boy, smart.
No,
I
but
have 11.
here was the
What
prob-
does that say?
Here's the problem with that sentiment,
that,
right?
doctor?
When we change, good for you. When we change the type of education that we give to our children, that means we have to change the type of jobs that we give to our children.
Right, which means opportunistically we're looking at more entrepreneurs and
Plain over the meal chicken, please.
Sorry.
Thanks.
For example, it's my dream, not my dream, soon to be a reality, to open a school. Right? This school is a primary school. But in this primary school, yes, we have the academic basics. We have the math, the English, obviously, the works. If parents decide that they want their children to do SE and they see that they excel in a certain degree in the academic aspect of things, then obviously they can apply as a private candidate, which means I have to go through the homeschool association and all these other good things. Not the point.
Stop right there. I need you to go back to that. Homeschool
what?
association. What exactly is that?
So the Homeschool Association would be those as a group of people that indulge or have their children homeschooled.
You're making this sound like a swinger community.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's just a community of people. It's just a community of people that have decided that the school system is not progressing in the way that they want them to progress, or they want their children to be submerged in the school system. So they have decided to homeschool them.
I might be of that persuasion.
I honestly speaking, given the opportunity, I would do the same thing for my daughter.
Okay.
But the reason my daughter is in the school system really and truly is more so for
Vaccines.
Not even vaccines, because I do everything privately anyway. That's not the point. But I want her to be able to socialize with kids just generally. So it's more of a socialization experiment than anything else.
And you're not paying for them extracurriculars?
I am paying for extracurriculars because she's doing gymnastics, she's doing music, and she's doing
as
everything
much as
else.
possible.
Yeah.
Violin. You gotta teach them that violin. Violin.
It's actually my favorite instrument, so that's why she's doing.
Yeah.
And you telling me he's not Professor Xavier, bro? He's shooting from the fucking Agnes room.
There's a name, the Pum Pum Prophet.
Yeah. Violins and pianos are my favorite instrument, which is why I involved her in that.
All right.
But that's not the point here.
Yeah.
Right. So in my school, there's the academic aspect of it where we do the basics. Then we do life skills. And then we're going to do, because it's an inclusive school, so it will have typical and atypical, like neurodivergent and heterodivergent persons.
Yeah, so
That's the normal people.
Heteronormative.
So you're kind of like gonna have a mix of.
The intent is to have a well-rounded
so you
student.
already knew Professor Xavier, basically.
She trying to be Emma Frost out there. I told you. Saw it.
Trying to do something different because currently the education system for kids on the spectrum failing.
I have a serious question for you.
I got one. It's the interesting thing.
Sure.
So people that go to quote-unquote prestige schools, and I'm talking about HNC.
So that shit.
I'm talking about HNC specifically, and I'm talking about background.
Yeah.
I remember I sat online with fellas who come from the association was like, nah, or they get, you see the difference is we get taught leadership and we get taught all this bullshit, right? And I was like, hold on, I did 5 years of this shit. I don't remember none of these classes.
Exactly. That's it.
Like your syllabus was the same as...
Wait as you was doing different from me. Wait as happening
No,
here.
a guy literally told me and he said, nah, because they used to let us make our own decisions. And in my mind, I was like...
I didn't have that opportunity. How you had that opportunity?
No. This is what I asked him. I said, I'm going to ask you something, right? As a child, it was good to make your own decisions. Okay. You are an adult with children, right? You think your children should be making their own decisions? And he's like, no. I was like, so what shit you telling me?
Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
We have the same syllabus, but for some reason
they want them to follow their same line because in their mind, the same path that is followed is going to yield the same benefit.
Guys, I think we're missing one important thing. We always missing the social part of this.
Yeah.
Right? And
that was the question that you had to ask?
No, that's not the question I had to ask.
So ask the question first before we carry on.
Well, let me address this. Right? Your bossy doctor.
Hey, you understand? Yeah. She worse than when the other girls was on the show. When she was like, you talk about this now.
You gave me this space. I just want you all to
know. When I told that chick, what do you take me? It was just like, well, it have one way more light skin than you and one darker than you, so we have to give preference for the light skin one, obviously.
Yeah, it was
obviously.
We listen.
All right.
I listen.
But, I mean, long story short, we understand the social ramification of people that up in prestige schools.
Big up Christy one time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Christy. Yeah. Big up Christy. Christy like yourself. Prestige schools, that's social stories. But I have a serious question here. All right?
Before you carry on, I don't believe in sorry.
No, don't
I
be
don't
sorry.
necessarily.
Not sorry.
She's going to do it at least 20 times.
I'll do it again. I'll fucking do it again.
She load it up, and then it's like, you know what, before I ask it, I'll let you finish. But I just want to let you know.
I had to hit you the Kanye. Sorry, I do not believe in prestige. And let me tell you why. I feel like in Trinidad we have enough schools, which is why I feel like CXC and SCA could be fucking abolished because I feel like we have enough schools and enough opportunities, right, to facilitate learning for all children.
She playing that game.
I'm listening to you.
Whether it be right. So for me, SCA is all it does really and truly is just burn out these children. It causes social, emotional, physical, mental burnout for children because they are pressured by parents, they are pressured by teachers, they are pressured by literally every fucking body. And it's just like whatever school you go to, that going and determine where you... Dog, I know people who went to book. I know people who went to all these other different schools and they are and they are not doing too bad for themselves. I know people who went to prestige schools and people who went to junior sec, who went to comprehensive, who went to composite, and they did not doing too badly for themselves.
I think I had a real strange upbringing when it comes to school, right?
Okay.
Because
what do you mean by that?
Well, I agree with the pressures I is be put on as a child.
It is because when I went to USC, right? Because that's where I did my bachelor's. When I went there, the girl who the same year that.
Not a real school, but okay.
The same my degree says otherwise, but we move.
Yeah.
There might be some paper there where I can write a degree on, and that's basically the same amount of credit.
There was that year, the girl that got 21 passes, if I'm not mistaken.
What's she doing 21 passes?
She did nothing with it because she left USC.
Lining up birds on it for this next thing.
She left USC after her second year in USC.
Okay.
Right, and that's because at that point in time she was burnt out. She could not function after that.
Yeah, that was
because stress. Exactly, and this is what is happening to most, if not all, children who are doing SEA. The pressure is so high that you must go to this prestigious school. You must go. You know how much people from from convent who are now stay at home moms.
Specifically HNC.
And they're not doing anything
specifically them HNC
other than being stay at home moms.
HNC stay at home moms.
You understand what I mean? Yeah. So at the end of it all, you have all these passes, but what comes out of all those passes?
Well, they get a rich man that went a good school. And he comes from a good family. And
I need to just drink more of this because that what you telling me, Nick.
That was the point. Okay. Yeah, yo. I'm not lying to tell you this before you go to your question. Sorry, I had to Kanye West here as well. We just Kanye in here. Taylor Swift.
Poor Bazzi.
I'm not feeling bad now.
No, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
No, ask a question.
I'm listening. Whoever.
Don't feel bad, dog. Honestly, don't feel bad.
Do you remember your question?
I will.
Okay, say less. Well, carry on.
Never forget.
Go ahead.
You, on the other hand, I feel like might forget, so you continue.
No, go ahead. Ask a question.
No, forget the fucking question.
Right.
You see what I mean?
All right, so here was the scene, right?
Right.
Bureaucracy. Because you're talking real... I like how you're talking, you know?
I just need to drink more of this because to get into that, it have plenty of red tape and I can't get into
it. So how much I got to drink to get into...
Red tape?
But I was going to say...
Too much red tape.
No, I was going to say to get into you, but...
First.
That's a joke. Like, you already see that coming?
Personally, and you probably need like 3 more bottles.
Phoebe, line it up. Phoebe, it's going to be a long night.
Yes, your question,
right.
Sue.
So, you said it was a goal of yours, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, like my...
It's a plan that's coming into fruition.
All right. So, I could safely tell you, politically, unless you're willing to sell something...
Like my soul?
At this current junction of...
Neither.
Right. There comes a place where you bounce upon gatekeepers. In this
most definitely.
In the education system.
Yeah.
And they know who they are. You all know yourselves. I
realize you're trying to get either assassinated or cancelled.
Well,
that one way to come off the rock with the next.
You ain't see I'm looking around to see if it have any red lights anywhere because I ain't dealing with snipers.
I'm watching you, you know. You might be offended. You might just want people to incriminate themselves on the platform. I'm watching you.
You never know. You know. I mean. So, yeah. So the gatekeepers now... Come now, you're not dealing with Kanye.
The gatekeepers carry on with listening.
So the gatekeepers
but answering selectively.
Of course, you come on. You feel free to speak as you feel. You know, getting to the point where you could actually see some change in a macro effect.
The change would not be on a macro scale, right. Unfortunately.
And that's where we, I think, as citizens just feel.
Because if it is we're looking at the politics, then more than likely all the private schools that we do have currently would have more of a voice, or they would be louder than they are currently, and they're not.
Is it the fact that we are not colonies, so not really designed for us, well, the average?
This has nothing to do with that, to be honest. It's that we have a one-track mind. And it have nothing to do with colonialism or anything like that. It's just that.
Hold on, I don't like what you're saying there because you're making it sound like I can't blame white people for my problems, and I have an issue with that.
No, it's quite disturbing that you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing about it is we have so many private schools that offer holistic approaches to things. For example, we have things like Smart Start Academy. We have all these other schools that actually do IEPs, which is individualized education plans for kids on the spectrum and that kind of thing. And we don't really know about them. And the reason for that is because they're not as publicized as public schools.
What does the life of a child who never sits in this current dispensation of politics, never sits SEA and CSE look like?
They fall by the wayside.
So they just empty.
And they just go through the system.
So if a parent chooses to go vocationally with their child from very early on, like they say, my child gonna be the best woodworker.
They yield, but no, right. So the school that I want to open, right? The school that I want to start, it's a primary school, as I said before, but it's going to have multiple things. It's going to have, yes, the academics, because obviously we don't want people to rob these fucking children. That's the reality of it. So they need to have maths and they need to be able to speak to people.
And they need to be able to read and write.
Correct. That is imperative.
Yeah.
However,
outside of that.
However, not everybody is academically inclined. So I've been working with kids on the spectrum or special needs kids generally. That's the hearing impaired, the visually impaired, and all the other impairments. I have been working with them for over 10 years. Right? And yes, I start working young, friend.
Okay.
I see your face.
No, I made me think about burping and I was like,
okay.
Everything is about you.
Right. So I've been working with them for over 10 years, which means that I have experienced a lot of things that other people may not experience. Some of them may be very good with agriculture or working with their hands. They're practical learners because we have different type of learners, right? So we have visual learners, audio learners, we have practical learners. So they may be practical learners. They may be really good at agriculture and all of these other things, right? But because the school system is only based on academics alone, what's going to happen to them is that they're going to fall by the wayside because all we're focusing on is academics. And they may not be academically inclined. Yes, they could do the basics. But apart from that, it's going to be problematic because they can't give you what it is you're expecting from them or what is heteronormative, if you will.
So you don't intend on lobbying the government?
No. If we are to do SEA, that is a choice that is going to be lobbied by the parents. They're going to say, well, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what we want to do. So they will enter as private candidates. But for the most part, I want everybody to be self-sufficient as possible. So we will do life skills. Teach them things like, okay, how to budget their money, for example.
We don't ever learn in school.
Exactly. Yeah. And these are things that they need to know because we don't want anybody taking advantage of them, right?
Right.
So these are things that they need to know, and they may not be able academically to go to university and all of these other places and all of these other things. So we need for them to be able to be self-sufficient and self-reliant because their parents is going to only be with them for a certain amount of time.
Right.
So we need to make sure that these are things that are possible for them. Exactly. So we're looking futuristically for them.
Your support plan for children leaving the academy.
Don't gulp it all down.
She likes it.
I do, sorry.
You give the lady what she wants.
Hey, yo, the one who drop in, I think my stats are real good in twos, but right now, Phoebe and me going back to see you could boss more drills. And I think Phoebe right now, Phoebe out here, just bossing real drills.
Makes sense.
Phoebe, I never hear about our wine. What's the name of our wine, Phoebe?
Nah, that wine is good wine. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
No, she just golpe down and I say, wait, mama, yo.
Considering again orchestrated to kind of work for us at this point in time, I think I'm going to pull you in as my wing gill, and what's going to happen is you just go and organize all of these little plays, and I just going to kick the ball for you. You going to kick the ball forward, and I going to kick it in the goal.
Sounds legit.
I don't get nothing out of this butler. What the hell? I don't need anything.
I mean,
it
is what it is.
Hold on, no.
Just coffee and shit, and I just after.
No, I mean, you could ask for it.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
You never tell me that?
You just drink coffee, though.
No.
Well, all right, so come on.
I just want a cup of coffee. The fuck you get a cup of coffee? It's cold.
Oh, them old Trinidadians just say love in the house, dog.
No.
Yeah.
No, you gotta do. You gotta do.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's my dog. Wait.
Yeah, love in the house.
All right.
Cool.
Somebody had a question for me.
We always have questions for you.
No, so I saying so. Yeah, the single. No, what was this in?
If I what?
The single. No, what was this in?
I'm gonna send a message and I'm gonna ask a question.
Makatakawa?
I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna ask a question.
5 more minutes. All
Alright, okay.
Raise this up.
I'm gonna ask the question first. Hold on.
Oh, who you gonna ask the question?
To whoever.
To the person.
You gonna direct his question to a man?
To all Gil.
Or Gil?
Both.
But what the more than neck is this?
Yeah.
Where's this?
Phoebes.
No, we
Did you
not.
just give me a one? Damn. I hate girls. I hate them.
Why she do that?
She just give me a one.
Wait, oh, they gives us bunks so weird.
A one bounce. I hate.
Wait,
Look how you put your fingers.
Like,
Wait, expecting?
why girls
Why
can't
do
bounce?
you do so?
Okay, look how men is bounce. Thank
I
you.
don't understand,
Look how-
but that's how my fingers
No,
work.
it's like
No, because also bearing in mind that women sometimes get getting nails on, so the first thing would be that they
Your
have to
nails
press
ain't done, man.
no,
Your nails
obviously
ain't done.
not, because I
Alright.
deal with children, so that can't fucking work.
You want to dig them? I don't understand.
Hold on, just now you hit my partner.
Yes, because what the fucking do
Just
it.
now.
Put your hands around my neck. That's what I see.
I'm gonna see, come, I'm gonna see.
Ooh, rough.
Sandpaper?
Alright, listen, Chuck, let me run back.
She tells us where to go.
Hey, come back.
No, we're not gonna forgive you for what you just do there.
He asked for it, so I was just delivering.
Yeah, girls can't bounce. That's an actual medical fact. They can't. I tried it on multiple races, multiple
There's
ages.
always be a weird-
Where they don't know to, I don't know why.
And when it bongs in hand, it's be like, she cuffed me harder than that.
What the
That's what
fuck
she
you
think-
want from
she
me?
does-
That's
that's what
what
she
I
think.
said to him. That's what I said to him. When he came, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring the next one out.
Hold
So
on,
that
no. When she said I came, I didn't mean in or on her or anything like that.
So there was a question attached
dog.
to one of you. Could you please get
I
back
like
to
the fact
that?
that she's the responsible one in the room, right?
I'm trying my very best.
You want more wine?
No, thank you.
Gerard said no more wine with Gerard.
No more wine.
That's what she said. I heard no wine. Stop trying to drunk on the Gil Gerard.
All right, good.
I have to drive back to the east, kind sir.
You moving and chop on thing now?
Yes.
What kind of car we going to?
Yeah. Don't tell
What kind of
everybody.
car?
That 4 rings on it. Though.
When you see it outside,
With
then
our
you
steering
will
wheel?
know.
I just live
it
here, no?
must have a steering
I
wheel.
just
How am I
asking.
going to drive? What am I driving with a frying pan?
All right. Don't worry. You see, we're going to come down to the end show. We just be on check.
Yeah, we are. So we had you ask all the questions, nigga.
Yeah. Well, I have more questions, but I mean, it doesn't necessarily.
What's your question? Stop
because
them.
this going on.
Fire them.
All
Over
right.
here. The
I'm
man
gonna
that's best
try
as
to culminate all into one.
Oh my word! What the
All right.
fuck is that?
You want
Unloaded question.
A loaded question.
Yeah, this is the last one.
Leg. Sorry. Carry on.
When you good, careful. Watch out, don't put your forehead on
Sorry.
the foot.
It's on my fingers. It's on my
So
fingers.
if this is be 43 bottles, oh my god!
You see,
What happened?
she look like the character that's beat you up and thing. You know? I thought you told me I love me. Huh? You don't love fucking me. I hate you. What kind of madness?
Nah, forget that love thing.
See,
Carry on.
When there's anything to say, you want to like this.
I don't like Hennessy. I don't like how it tastes. I don't mind cooking with it, but I'm not really a drinking cognac kind of girl.
All
All right, so today or tomorrow?
Phoebe.
Just now, let me finish my question.
Sorry.
I'm going to finish this off, right? I have to get him back.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Being
Thanks for
petty,
that.
being petty.
I want to finish.
Right, just
Okay,
now.
Kanye, carry
Right.
on.
You have a meeting with the Prime Minister.
Oh my goodness, that's not a good thing.
No, it could be. Right?
Maybe.
You like Bobby?
No, it's not that. It's that I would be
Funny man,
very
that way.
disrespectful. So carry
You
on.
will be disrespectful.
Yeah, I'm not
All
his
right, you
biggest
have
fan.
a meeting with the Minister of Education.
Who's yet?
Who's in Minister of Education?
Two.
Tim.
Lisa Morris
He's not a
and
PNM,
Nyan Gatsby Dolly.
There are 2 ministers of education.
Yeah.
One more. How
Is this like in
I don't
Rome
know.
when it's
Since
a two
when?
high priest for Jerusalem?
Baby, I don't know. I just live here.
Isn't minister like a singular role?
It's ministers of education. So
Co-ministers.
apparently they're co-ministers.
For one ministry?
Apparently
It's
it's
a big ministry.
So you need 2
so
ministers.
I guess I'm based off of observation, I'm guessing that one is affiliated with trade.
We digress.
Because one has affiliates with MIC and Civil and all these other things, and
Just
the other one
one
is just
second,
general
That's
ministry.
man. That's quite. Let me just get
Easy
the
the
last question.
lipsticks. Easy the lipsticks, right?
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Don't stop panning. That's stop panning. Your mom's trying to open too much at the front.
That's
I
how you
don't know what you
bite
want to do.
it.
Much.
She'll bite it just now.
It's easy.
Careful.
Yeah. She said, I got a little light skin there for you.
You have 60 seconds to convince moi, the education minister, as to why alternate learning or this goal of yours is actually worth something to the country.
I'm not going to do that because we're one track minded regardless. I'm not
Nobody
going to
had
waste
tried.
my
You're not
time.
going to change. You're not going to change.
No, it's not going to change. So I'm not going to even bother wasting my time.
It's a smart girl there.
I'm not, you see, because the thing about it is I could talk until I turn blue, but the reality is going to be what it is. People are going to take charge of what it is they could control versus what they can't. And the thing about it is if it is we put in trade, there's no gauge for trade. So therefore you can't control that to the way that you would want to trade because there's no quote unquote grading system for it. For example, if I build a birdhouse and you build a birdhouse, right? Two of us have two different ideas of what a birdhouse should be.
My birdhouse is basically a harem, so I try to get
No, but the Germans did that though. The Germans use vocation as a form of
But the thing about it is we've been so conditioned over the years as to what a grading system is supposed to be like, right? That now we can't effectively grade somebody based on talent and sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry. Yeah, we can't grade somebody based on talent and actual efficacy based on,
results.
Yeah.
Okay, so outcome.
Yeah.
All right. Start your final words, by the way.
Yeah, that's there. So you don't want birdhouse on birdhouse. The birdhouse I trying to build right now. It's really just birds in it now, boy. Not no cock, but
I no meal chicken either too.
no meal chickens.
No cocks.
No cocks, just heads. So we trying to see if we can get some doctors, lawyers. We looking for high 1% bros in this birdhouse.
Professional
I don't know how
bros.
to help you there.
No, you might be the first one. Who knows?
You have another body.
Who knows? That's not the noise I want to make.
You know you're walking in a battlefield somewhere and you just hearing bullets going voop, 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 zoop, zoop. That's what the song I like though.
You see these light skinned girls, they just try to act like it too. But all I'm telling you is, Phoebe Gerard is basically going to be my fucking John Stockton. We might get a championship, bitch. But I'm telling you for a fact, we going to face Michael Jordan. This right now is my freaking go-to. If you want a butler, go to Wiltshire and order from wherever the fuck basically his butler from.
Wiltshire.
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 Yo, Anna Line is full service, that kind of thing. And based on her preferences.
Come, just drink all the rest
Based
of
on
this
her
now.
preferences.
Drink all the rest of this.
Take a swig of that
Come,
last.
We go to a club
just
tonight.
drink all the rest of this now.
Gerard, we going club tonight.
Just drink all the rest of this now.
We going to party tonight.
Okay.
So just drink all the rest of that.
Final words,
Thanks.
everybody I don't know, right? Anytime you call dog, I'll pick up the phone. I can hear my brother. See me. Simple.
Oh, no, you see, yes, bunks? Okay, good stuff. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.